So, what if the way most of us think about the Bible is, well, maybe not the whole story? In this explainer, we're going to dig into a perspective that totally flips the script, transforming it from a dusty old book on a shelf into a living, breathing collection of voices. Let's get into it.
But before we go any further, just take a second. When I say the word Bible, what's the first thing that pops into your head? A big leather-bound book? Ancient scrolls? Whatever it is, just kind of hold that image in your mind as we unpack some of the most common views.
All right, so for most people, the answer to that question usually lands in one of two big categories. Let's take a quick look at what those are. For literally billions of people, the Bible is a sacred text. It's a guide for their faith, a blueprint for life. This is, hands down, the most common understanding of what it is.
Then for others, it's seen mainly as a historical document, It's this collection of ancient texts that gives us an incredible window into the laws, the stories, and the cultures of the past.
So we've got these common views, right? It's a religious text, a historical document, or maybe you see it as just one single epic story that you're supposed to read from Genesis all the way to Revelation. And look, there's definitely truth in all of those ideas, but the source material we're exploring today suggests they might not be the whole picture. And that brings us to the really big question for this whole explainer. If we only look at it through those lenses, does that mean we're missing something deeper, maybe something different entirely? To answer that, our source introduces this really powerful metaphor that completely reframes the whole thing. It suggests we stop thinking of the Bible as a single book and start thinking of it as something else, something much bigger.
And there it is, the Bible as a library. Now, this isn't just, swapping one word for another. This is a fundamental, game-changing shift in how we approach the text. It changes the entire relationship you can have with it. So let's explore what this new metaphor really opens up.
Just think about it for a second. A book suggests a single linear story, right? One overarching perspective, something you're meant to read from front to back. But a library, well, that's a whole different ballgame. A library is a diverse collection of works. You've got tons of different authors writing in all sorts of genres. It's not meant to be read in order. It's a collection you're meant to explore. You can walk in, pick up any volume that speaks to you, and start right there. And this diversity is absolutely key. A library has all sorts of different books, and the Bible's no different. It holds ancient history right alongside soaring poetry, really complex legal codes, mind-bending prophecy, and even deeply personal letters. And this matters because, let's be honest, you don't read a poem the same way you read a law book, right? Each one needs a different approach to really understand its unique voice and its purpose.
But the metaphor doesn't even stop there at just being a library. The source material adds another, even more dynamic layer to this whole idea: the concept of a living voice.
So, what is a living message? Well, this perspective suggests that these words aren't just static records of what was said in the past. Instead, they're seen as an active spiritual instrument, a tool for communication that is still being used today. The idea is that the voice behind all those words didn't just fall silent thousands of years ago.
Yeah, from this viewpoint, the Bible is framed as way more than just a collection of old stories. It's described as a manual from heaven, a spiritual instrument, and, I think most powerfully, a voice that still speaks.
So the crucial point, the real takeaway here, is this fundamental shift in purpose. From this viewpoint, the text transforms from being a simple record of past events into an active tool for ongoing communication. The goal isn't just to learn about the past, but to potentially hear something in the present.
So what does this all mean for us? This final section kind of brings this huge idea home with a pretty personal question. We've explored this whole new way of seeing this ancient text, not just as a historical record, but as a living library of messages. The key takeaway is this incredible shift from a static text to a dynamic voice. It totally reframes the act of reading from a one-way historical study into a potential two-way conversation. And so, we're going to leave you with this final thought. If the Bible really is a living library with a voice that still speaks, then the real question isn't just what's written in its pages, but what message might be waiting in there for you.